What's up, YouTubers? Thank you so much for checking out our channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Trish and I'm with Just Dance. And this channel is dedicated to your growth as a dancer. We cover all types of videos focused in different genres of dance like ballroom, country and western, social Latin, ballet, and more. And within those genres, we focus on more of the nitty-gritty technical aspects such as connection, leading and following, musicality, and more. There are tons of videos out there to teach you different patterns. Our channel is gonna help you make those patterns better. So what are you waiting for? Let's get to it. Today, we are going to be focusing on how to have better balance in the West Coast swing. And in order to do so, there are a lot of moving factors that help you to have better balance. And that is leading and following and connection, as well as weight distribution. So we're gonna be focusing on all of those things to help you become a better balanced swing dancer today. Let's get on the dance floor and get started. So the first thing I wanna talk about with having better balance is weight distribution. And that starts with having good posture. And to have good posture, we want to focus on having our head over our shoulders, over our rib cage, over our hips. And in West Coast swing, we want to be further back on our foot. We don't want to be so far forward onto our toes that our heels are lifting from the ground, because this is not going to allow you to have the proper connection you need to start a dance. So I want you to go ahead and practice with this range of motion of going all the way to your toes, all the way back, and see kind of how you can play with this range of motion within your own foot, or feet I should say, because you're not doing it on one foot. And then also focusing on having the awareness of your posture. Now that's not to say that you can't get groovy and move in and out of different movements, but you always do need to have a sense of how you're standing and presenting yourself, because it plays a huge role in how you dance and the fluidity of your movement. So that being said, I want to have my partner and assistant in this video come out, Ken, also known as my husband.
What's up, YouTube?
And we're going to talk about these things with doing the sugar push. The sugar push is one of the many basic patterns in this dance that are very important. And it's one of the first patterns that you will learn that uses compression and leverage. If you don't know what compression and leverage is, it's whenever you lean towards your partner and you feel a little bit of pressure. And then leverage is when you are away from your partner towards your heels, like I was saying earlier, and you feel kind of like a catch or a pull. And sometimes you'll hear it as a pull or a negative connection, and you'll hear this as a push or a positive connection. There are many different words that teachers will use to describe compression and leverage. Now, we use compression and leverage to change direction, or I should say the leader will use compression and leverage to change the direction of the follower. So in the sugar push, as you will see, Ken is going to stay in the slot, which causes me at some point to have to be redirected back to where I started. And to do that, he has to give me a compression so that I can change direction. That will look like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then it redirects me back to our starting position. So let's talk about our weight distribution through this, as well as what initiates the movement, what changes my direction. So we both begin with our weight towards the back of our foot. We don't want to be so far back that if we let go, we would fall. We still need to be in our own balance. We're not using our partner right now. But we have enough weight back and our arm is nice and relaxed that we feel a catch in the hand. So that whenever Ken does move, I know that I need to move. The next thing that I want to talk about is when he does initiate this movement, all he has to do is lead my first step. And then as the follower, it's my job to keep going in that direction until I'm redirected. Okay, so after the leader takes that first step and leads my first step, he's just going to go into the next part of the pattern, and then I will follow suit. So beginning with our weight towards our heels, he's going to first initiate the movement from his center. This is so important in dance, no matter the styles. Things have to come from your core. Your center moves first, your feet follow suit. So he's going to start by moving his center. I'm gonna start by first bending my joints. So my knee is gonna begin to move, my leg will extend out, and then eventually I will step, making what's called a delayed walk. So we'll show you very slowly. He's going to start to move. I feel it, my leg responds, then I step slightly after him. I keep walking until he stops here. When he stops, notice I took one more step because I'm delayed. I'm gonna be slightly after him, which is gonna cause me to step into this compression where he's going to maintain a nice solid frame for me to work from. If he collapses, I'm gonna end up running into him.
Don't do that.
Yeah, it is called sugar push because you get kind of close to your partner, but hey, you know, to each their own. If you don't know this person that well, you shouldn't be going in for the sugar. So I'm gonna step towards him, causing me to get this compression. Notice that I move in towards my arm, but I don't let it collapse and run into him. I still need to maintain a nice toned arm, and so does he. And then from here, he changes my direction by stepping forward, slightly extending this arm. Now he's gonna stop. We go into our anchor, which is where we can finally get to our last connection at the end of each step, which is our leverage. That's why we need this anchor. So followers, you're going to move into this connection as you anchor. Leaders have to set the precedent of where the connection stops so that the follower knows not to go too far and pull their partner, okay? We have to pay so much attention to this hand. It's everything in this dance. This compression and leverage is everything.
Yeah, and as leaders, sometimes you'll have partners that are kind of loosey-goosey and they don't understand the concept of compression and leverage quite yet. So make sure that you're holding strong. And it's really a good challenge for you as well, because with someone like Trish, I can get away with breaking the rules. With a new beginner, you cannot. So hold your frame, do everything that you can. It's good practice.
And yeah, as he was saying, compression and leverage is not something that anyone gets in one day. It takes years for people to really understand this concept and know how they can work within it. So definitely be patient with your partners as they're going through the journey of learning dance, because there's a lot of things along the way that are not that easy. Sure, anyone can learn the steps, but like truly learning to dance and move fluidly takes years. It takes practice and patience.
Very true. It's like Albert Einstein quote, anyone could know, but a true wise man understands.
That's right. We're gonna practice that a little bit more so that you could see that more than one time and dance it with us. So beginning with our nice connection here, we're both towards the back of our foot and we have a nice heavy arm. And I don't mean heavy like we're hanging or pulling, but we're relaxed in our arm. And therefore, with our weight both being back towards our heels, gives us a nice leverage.
And you should feel tension a little bit, nothing crazy.
So Ken's going to initiate, I will follow, then he will stop, I'll compress, and then redirect. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll do it again, and a 1, 2. I gotta wait for him to initiate that first step. Otherwise, I stay weighted back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's all about communication, listening to your partner. He says something, and then I say something back in return. We're having a conversation. That's what dance is. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, thank you very much. And always thank your partner after the dance. All right, thank you, Ken. So, just a quick recap on what we were doing today. This video was about balance, and in order to cover balance, I needed to go into some other topics because a lot of things play a big role in having good balance when you're dancing. So the first thing we talked about was making sure that you have an awareness of how you're standing and what your posture is. You can always move in and out of different positions with your body, but you always need to find that good position, the proper alignment of your head, shoulders, ribs, and hips, so that you can be balanced properly over your feet. And in West Coast Swing, it's a dance that's done further back on your foot, so you want to make sure that you get comfortable with moving towards your heel and then towards your toe when you need compression as well. We didn't get so much into that, but we mostly were talking about how to have the weight more back. Then we talked about how the leader initiates movement, the follower then responds. and then how to find compression. All of these things play a big role in having good balance and a nice fluid dance. And a great experience every time you hit that dance floor, which is really important, and that's what we're all striving to do, is have fun while we're dancing and become the best dancers that we can be. So if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. We do videos like this on a weekly basis, and we really get into the details of making you the best dancer you can be and focusing on those details. So subscribe below, check out our videos, and if you have any questions or suggestions for other videos, leave them in the comments below. We'd love to hear it and help you in any way that we can. We appreciate you guys and can't wait to see you for the next video.